Man.
Broadcasting from the cone of silence.
Can you hear am I okay?
Yeah.
Okay. It's
Well,
hard to know.
this is when we decide how we're doing the intro, outro.
Okay.
Do you want to record just for fun?
Okay.
So,
Thanks for listening to How Not to Podcast. I'm Becca.
and I'm Joy.
And
Completely lost my train of thought.
yeah, maybe
I was ready to talk about something.
maybe
here.
scrap that. This is not our first podcast. Me and Joy actually have recorded things at least once every decade.
Yes.
And now we're going to bring you something once a month.
Yeah.
Consider us your menstrual cycle of podcasts, but pleasant and welcoming.
A lot less crampy.
A lot less cramping.
There's still some.
And you don't need to buy consumables for it either. So, bonus.
A bit less blood.
A little less traumatic.
So bloody. Oh my gosh.
Except when I'm waxing Joy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. How's your leg recovered?
I feel it now.
Is it growing in now?
Yeah, it's growing in now.
Oh, it's like when you mow the lawn and there's just one patch of grass that got, cut deeper.
I don't know how people do that.
Mow the lawn? So, we would like to share a little bit of that content to show you what started it all.
Yeah, you'll get a little context on why we chose the logo we chose from this episode that we recorded long ago.
So have a listen to this vintage audio, your listening pleasure, with your consent.
You'll get that later.
Yeah.
And don't blame Bryce for the bad audio.
Yeah.
It was our fault. Well, first of all, this is Rebecca.
Hey.
And I'm Joy.
You can call me Becca.
Okay, there we go. Nice to meet
You're the
you.
only one who calls me Rebecca.
I am?
I'm like, yeah, why do you call me Rebecca?
Because that's your full name.
But I don't ever go by my full name.
Did you ever go by your full name?
At work. I consider it like my work name.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess I never noticed it until, I notice everybody calls me Becca, but you call me Rebecca. I just think it's funny. Even though it's like, I know that's my full name, but I'm so used to being called Becca by everybody.
Do I mess with your identity when I call you Rebecca? Do I remind you
If that
of
were the
some
case, then we
place?
probably wouldn't be hanging out.
Oh, I guess we wouldn't talk about it. We'd just not be hanging out.
Just be passive aggressive.
Oh dear. Well, Becca, thank you for being my sister for over 20 years.
Over 30 years. Over 30, you're like, let's move to
30 months.
30 months. Over 20 years and over 30 months.
So,
Sounds like a mortgage.
well, it's a commitment.
Do you know how long this can record for?
I don't know.
I thought mine maxed out after 10 minutes or something. I don't know.
Well, how long do you want this podcast to be?
I don't know. How long do people want to hear us talking about it?
Probably a max of 10 minutes. So, we're deciding on what to name our little venture here.
Yeah. We
have a
I think
picture?
we just gotta practice getting comfortable in front of a mic. Because I think we're both a little conscientious of what we're saying.
True. Do you feel like, are you picturing a mic, or are you picturing a bunch of people who are listening to us?
I don't know. I'm just picturing, how bad does my voice sound on this recording? You know when you play it back, and
Yes.
it's like, that's my voice?
Right.
That's my voice? That's so annoying. I sound horrible.
Well, don't remind me of how insecure I am about listening to my
I think
voice.
that's a girl thing.
Maybe.
I think guys are like, oh, I hate my voice. Stop it.
I don't think guys are paying attention to their voice.
What do you think they're paying attention to?
I don't know.
Boobs. I don't know.
I don't know. Whatever's... Never mind. That's being very, genderist.
Gender.
Is that the...
Sexist?
Sexist. There you go. Racist, genderist, sexist.
Generalizing.
Yes. So we got this inspiration. There's
There's this photograph of us as kids. Becca, why don't you describe it?
Oh, Lord, help us. I think we're at Knott's Berry Farm or some zoo, and we're both, I would have to say, how old are we in that?
Oh, gee.
8 and 9 or something, maybe?
Probably.
We're under 10 years old, I think. And we're sitting on a camel, and one of our parents had the genius idea to take a picture of it. So I'm wearing this awful, like, not just a baseball hat, but you know those roomy baseball hats from, like, the 80s? It's, like, bright purple. I'm wearing that, and my hair is just a mess. It looks like it's attached to the hat. Like it's a wig hat. And I'm chubby, and I'm wearing this, like, fuchsia t-shirt, like, way oversized, and rolled up shorts that have a floral pattern on them. You know, we got the classic kids with socks. And I'm also wearing a fanny pack. And the way I'm sitting on this camel, I'm in the front hanging onto the bar, and I look like I have no neck. I'm just like grimacing, like, why am I on this? There's no smiling.
You have these dimples. Your smile is like
I
so
dimple
wide.
when I grimace.
You dimple when you grimace.
Why don't you describe yourself in that picture?
Okay, for those who watch Simpsons, I look kind of like if, what's the criminal that's always trying to kill Bart? It reminds me of Carrot Top, but it's the voice of Frasier.
Sideshow Bob?
Yes, it's Sideshow Bob with a hat on, so it's like these two
you were the
cones
one
of
with the
pearls
fro
coming
then.
out of my backwards hat. Like, it was really bad. And then, of course, I was wearing rolled up shorts
Wait,
as
you're
well.
in a backwards hat?
Yeah.
We need that picture in front of us.
I know.
So we can describe it better.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. I would wear that outfit now, but...
So naturally, we need to use this photo as the face of our podcast video cast.
I don't know if we asked people to vote on what we should name it, but definitely not the word camel. Even though we're
riding on a camel. But do we want to be so literal?
I don't know.
What
do we want? I don't know. Did you have any thoughts?
No, I didn't. I haven't got that far. I mean, we've been talking about collaborating and doing something like this for a while. So, I might need some inspiration.
Should it be themed around that we're sisters, that we're women, that...
We might need to draw upon our listeners, depending on how many we retrieve here.
Our listener, even. We have high hopes.
We have high hopes.
Yeah, at least one person we don't know could be listening to this one day.
Or one person we do know. Hi, Mom!
Mom would listen to it. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe not here now into the 6th minute, but...
In the 6th minute, we're just checking our watches here, because it's like, I don't know what else to talk about. No, we're trying to figure out some topics to discuss, so I think it'll be funny. Some days it might be serious. Some days it might be songs. Some days it might just be a little scripted show, so watch out, folks.
Yeah. It's gonna be good, though.
It is.
Do you feel like we're wrapping up?
Yeah. I think you called it.
Okay. Till next time, that is Becca.
Yes, I'm Becca. It sounds so unnatural coming out of your mouth now. Maybe you just need to call me Rebecca.
That's my sister, Rebecca. Love her.
That's Joy. I have no way to shorten or elongate your name.
Well, you could go with Joe.
Joby.
Joby. Oh, man. Maybe nicknames is an episode that we should eventually get to.
How much space do you think this is filling up?
I don't know. Okay. See you next time.
Okay, bye.
So the camel all makes sense now, right? Thanks for listening to this vintage audio How Not to podcast recorded years ago. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcast, TuneIn, and Alexa. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube at hntp.podcast. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon at How Not to Podcast. Thanks for listening, and see you next time. Catch you next time. Burn your ears next time.
Ooh. That is a hot podcast then.